Elijah Muhammad was riding a wave of popularity through the inner cities of America that seemed unstoppable, and Los Angeles was at the forefront of the progress. Supermarkets, restaurants, bakeries, and other Muslim-owned businesses were all mainstays, which centered around Muhammad's Temple number 27 in Los Angeles. This was a community with a rich history of togetherness that came into national prominence in 1962 when a confrontation with LAPD officers led to tragedy. Longtime Los Angeles resident Imam Haroon Abdullah was there.
Because we felt all the time that we was going to be attacked by the police department, because they used to harass us. We'd walk down the street and the police used to ask us, when are you going to attack? When are you going to attack? We would never respond to them in no aggressive way. We would offer them the paper. So, would you like to, Muhammad, speak, sir? And we'd keep on going. And so when this attack came down, we wasn't afraid, because we standing up in the face of guns. And we never was afraid, because Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us to fear no one but Allah.
In this interview with the late Imam Ali Rashid, a legendary icon in Los Angeles history, he explains.
The movement really to take international form was April 27, 1962, when they came down on 56 and Broadway and literally point blank, for no reason, shot up the masjid, shot and killed Brother Ronald T. Stokes, Ronald T. X. Stokes, coming out of the masjid with his hands up like this, trying to stop the police from beating up somebody down the street, saying that nothing is here, shot them down. And when other people came to see what was happening and ran down the steps, they shot him down in cold blood. Laying on the street, shot him down in cold blood. Once that happened, then the Christians and everybody else knew that no religious sanctuary was safe, that no black man was safe in a church or temple or anywhere else. And if we didn't come together, we would be wiped out totally.
You should listen to the conversation of the police officers while it was going on. Two of the brothers who had been shot were lying hand in hand. The officer said they were chanting a death chant. You read that? They were saying, Allahu Akbar. What does that mean? It means that God is the greatest. It means that God is the greatest. Understand this, that the white officer called a death chant was a prayer. They were praying when they were shot down. They were saying Allahu Akbar. And it shook the officer up, because they haven't heard black people talk any kind of talk but what they taught them. And two of the brothers who were shot in the back were telling me that as they lay on the sidewalk, they were holding hands. They held hands with each other, saying Allahu Akbar. And the blood was seeping out of them where the police bullets had torn into their insides. Still they said Allahu Akbar. And the police came and kicked them in the head. Police kicked them in the head, telling them to shut up that noise, while they were laying on the sidewalk in front of our temple. Kicked them in the head. Shut up that noise.
Stronger than ever, the Los Angeles Muslim community burst into the 70s as a leader and innovator in the Nation of Islam under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. In 1974, the community hosted the Black Business Bazaar, which for the first time successfully brought together black-owned business from all over the city. More than 5,000 people attended the bazaar, which was held at the world-famous Shrine Auditorium.
Of events such as the Black Businessmen's Bazaar in terms of the black community and working together with the Nation of Islam, what are the implications of such an event?
Well, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that black people have to come together. An event like a bazaar would show black people who have doubts and reservations about whether or not they should unite with black people and follow the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, This shows black people that black people can come together and do something together among themselves without white people. This shows that black people who is in business, that black people do have something to sell their people. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that we should not only be merely the consumers, but we should be the producers. And this is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad went to work and brought in fish from Peru to show us that we have to be the producers, not merely consumers. And this shows black people when we come to such an event as a bazaar, and when black people turns out to such an event as a bazaar, this shows the world that black people can come together and buy from each other. And the world want to believe, and this is the stigma that the white man placed on the black people in America, that the black people will not come together and buy each other goods. But you can see today that's other than the truth.
What you see in Los Angeles is a sign of the growth everywhere in America. In New York City, in May, we had the largest gathering of black people who came out to hear a word from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. 70,000 black people on a cold day in May came to hear the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Just last Sunday before last, 40,000 black people in New York came out to hear the word of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We have 30 to 40 businesses in New York. We're opening up 40 fish houses in the city of New York. We have 4 universities of Islam in the city of New York, and now we're going to put the college level on our University of Islam school system in New York. And this is happening in Washington, in Baltimore, in Philadelphia, in Boston, Massachusetts, in Atlanta, Georgia, in Chicago, in Cleveland, in San Francisco. This is going on all over the country. So Los Angeles, you know, a great city under its great minister, Minister Abdul Karim, is a great prime mover. It's a great innovator. But Los Angeles is just a sign of growth that you will see in every major city in America. Wherever you find a follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you find him working to ensure the survival of the black man in our crucial time into which we have entered.
By 1975, the Los Angeles Muslim community had established itself as a mainstream part of the African American culture. The next bazaar, called the Black Community Fair, attracted more than 10,000 people, including numerous celebrities and politicians who just wanted to be a part of the festivities.
I'm pleased that so many prominent people from the entertainment world are here today, joining with all of you. I'm pleased that the black community has come together on this occasion to prove at least 2 principles in which we're all very much interested. One principle is the fact that if we are to demand respect for ourselves, we must first have respect for ourselves.
Right.
We must first love ourselves.
Right.
Because if we don't believe that we're somebody, nobody else will.
That's right.
The second principle is that time has come when a unity of effort is necessary in the black community if we're going to succeed.
That's right.
No longer can we be permitted to divide ourselves, to pit ourselves against each other, to have suspicions or doubts about one another because of the nature of the religion or the community in which we live or the particular style of life which we follow.
That's right.
Time has come for all of us, Muslims and non-Muslims,
Right.
to recognize that together, only together, are we going to